All right, so let's start with the word abroad. Yes?
What?
Abroad. Can I put it here?
I think it
Abroad.
doesn't comprehend.
So abroad.
Ah,
What is abroad? What part of speech is it? Part of speech. Remember part of speech? Part of speech. Part of speech. When I say what part of speech is a word, what am I talking about? Is it a noun? Like N? Is it a verb? Like VP? Is it an adjective? Like adjective? Is it an adverb? Adverb? Is it a preposition? Is it a pronoun? Preposition? Is it a pronoun? So when we talk about words, so when I say what part of speech is abroad, what part of speech is it? It could be an adjective, it could be an adverb, but usually an adverb. Can you give me an example for it real quick? Jesse? Abroad.
It's nice to live abroad, but I miss my family.
Okay, good. To live, it's nice to live abroad, but I miss my family. To live abroad. What else? It's nice to live abroad, but she misses her family. Joey?
Yes.
Give an example.
Okay. I study abroad.
Can I say in abroad? At abroad?
No.
I was in abroad
No.
for 10 years.
No.
So what should I say?
I live abroad.
I lived abroad.
I
So to
study.
live abroad, to go abroad, to travel abroad, yeah?
Study abroad.
To study abroad, to go abroad to study. So that's why abroad, when you go abroad, it's an adverb, right? Can you give me another word for abroad? Overseas, right? Without cheating? Overseas.
Okay.
To go overseas to study. Overseas. I spent 10 years overseas. The overseas operations of a Japanese company. So a Japanese company inside Japan, like a huge multinational company like Sony, has a huge overseas operation. Yeah. He's working for Toshiba, but he's working for, it's overseas. He's working overseas for Toshiba, right? A lot of people work overseas for Japanese companies. Now when we have Toyota, for example, has branches all over the world and offices all over the world. So many Japanese people work overseas for Japanese companies, such as Toshiba. Do I know you? Toyota. Have you ever been abroad? Have you ever lived abroad?
No.
No. Louis Armstrong often traveled abroad. Okay. Living abroad can be an educational experience. Living abroad can be an educational experience. Let's go to abrupt. Abrupt. What part of speech is abrupt?
Adjective.
Abrupt. Give me an adverb.
Abruptly.
Abruptly. Give me a noun.
Abruption.
Abruptness. Or abruptliness, both. Okay, but abrupt. Saki, give me an example with abrupt. Anyone? Your own examples. Chris?
The moment I left Canada, my experience abroad took an abrupt ending.
Too complicated for me to digest. So you'll look at, for example, you're taking IELTS, and there is the prices are steadily rising, but there is an abrupt increase. An abrupt increase in prices. What is the word for abrupt? A synonym? The sudden.
Sudden.
So abrupt would mean sudden,
Spontaneous.
and abruptly would mean suddenly.
Spontaneously?
Spontaneously is a little different. Spontaneously, it means without anyone else telling you. People went to the streets spontaneously to actually look. They're different. If you say immediately, instantly, spontaneous, they're different. Immediately, immediate, and immediately. Instant, instantly. But spontaneously is spontaneous and spontaneously. That's completely different. So if you say, I should leave immediately, means I should go right now, right off, right now, right away. Right away. John, come here immediately. Come here right away. This is one of those things that I'm telling you. You learn the word immediately and you see, hey, it's a synonym for abrupt. No. Can you say, John, come here abruptly? No. Come here immediately. It's right now. Right away. Instantly. Spontaneously, what does that mean? It means from inside, not controlled from outside. So if you say something spontaneously, that means without somebody telling you something, it just comes from your own mind, and you say it spontaneously. If people go onto the streets spontaneously to protest against the rise in prices, and nobody organizes them, it's a spontaneous movement. People did it themselves. There is a degree of spontaneity, which is a noun for it. So we have spontaneous and spontaneity. I'm not sure about this being A or E. Yeah. So spontaneous, spontaneity. Immediate, immediately, right away. Instantly. Abrupt, abruptly. So that's different. She left abruptly, without saying goodbye, and there's an abrupt curve in the road. Be careful. There's an abrupt curve. You know, you're going here, and all of a sudden there's a curve, like this is so, it's an abrupt. He left abruptly without saying a word. There was an abrupt change. An abrupt change in weather. Abrupt change. Abrupt change is a very good one. An abrupt change in the weather. An abrupt change. Learn the word collocation abrupt change. Abrupt change. That's good. It's very safe. It's always safe.
Can you also say breaking change? For example, like because you can also say the weather it just broke cloudy, for example. This is something I've heard. Can you use it in some way?
Yeah. But the point is the word change, if you look up the word change, you will see a lot of collocation words collocating with change. Now then we'll be talking endlessly about that. Because now I'm talking about abruptly, I'm trying to actually find words to collocate with abrupt. So if you use abrupt change, for example, it's always safe. We went out, but there was an abrupt change in plans. In his plans. John changed everything abruptly. Changed the schedule, changed the plans abruptly. So an abrupt change is always safe. He changed everything abruptly. There was an abrupt change in the weather. After the incident, everyone left abruptly. She left abruptly without saying goodbye. So she left abruptly without saying goodbye. Goodbye. Period. She left abruptly without saying goodbye. Period.
Can I say it's an abrupt event, like sudden? Can I say it?
Yeah.
It happened abruptly.
It happened abruptly. You can say that. There was an abrupt change of plans. An abrupt change of plans. And abrupt or a sudden change or an abrupt change of plans. You don't need a period here. Next word is acceptable, right? Of course, guys, what is the opposite of abrupt? Avi? No, I just said yesterday, do not check words with dictionaries. Ask. Because your question may be everybody else's question too. It helps everyone. So, what is the opposite of abrupt?
Expected.
When things go on, instead of something happens abruptly, no, things move on.
Forever.
No, steadily, right? Steady.
Constantly.
Steady and constant, so steady and steadily. Steadily. Don't say steadily. Steadily, no. Steady, steadily. Steadily. Steady, steadily. So the prices, you would say there was an abrupt rise in prices, followed by a steady period of stabilization, the prices, or the prices rose steadily for 10 years. China's economy has been growing by about 10% steadily for the past 3 decades. For 30 years, steadily, continuously, but steadily. When something is steady, is different from so something may continue, but not steadily. So if the growth is like this, so China continued to grow, right? But was the growth steady? It wasn't steady. It fluctuated a lot. So steady is like. Have you heard the proverb that says, "What wins the race? Slow and."
Slow and steady.
Very good, very good. So slow and steady wins the race. It's from that story of the hare and the tortoise, or the rabbit and the turtle.
Yeah.
So we still now say slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. It means that you shouldn't rush and stop. You should be slow but steady, constant. Steady, be constant.
Constant.
This guy is broke and steady.
So it's now a proverb in language, right? You know saying or proverb. I've said it a lot. Saying. Proverb. It's in storybooks and even kids read it. So it's a proverb or saying. Slow and steady wins the race. It's a saying. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Don't rush. You don't need to rush. You need to manage your time, and you need to be steady. You need to, we have other IELTS essential words, so I'll give you a few other ones. To persist.
Persistent.
You need to be, you
Persistent.
need to be persistent if you want to win. To win. So the name of the game is persistence. Persistence and perseverance. To persevere. So you need to persevere. Persevere. What is to persevere? To persist. Not to.
Change.
You should not give up. Don't give up. Don't quit. Never. No surrender, no retreat. No surrender. No retreat. You know, retreat is withdraw, to withdraw. You know withdraw? So when you withdraw is,
Take it back. Withdraw money.
you can withdraw your money to take your money out of the account, that's different.
Resistance.
But when you withdraw is, they're coming, you're afraid, and you withdraw. Some people say never surrender, never retreat. No surrender, no retreat. No surrender, I surrender. Sorry, I give up, I surrender. And retreat. And no surrender, no retreat. Kids learn this in cartoons. Most cartoons have it. No surrender, no retreat. We'll fight to the end.
Resistance.
Be a fighter. Have you heard this? They say, hey, be a fighter. A cancer patient. A cancer patient. Can choose to fight or surrender. If you fight, especially when your morale is high, you know morale? We talked about it yesterday. High spirits. High spirits. Team morale. Say that team morale is high. Is high. The team morale is high. The morale is high. I like the morale of the team. The morale is high. If the morale is high, what does that mean? The team is in good spirits. You would say the team. I can say is and are for team. Remember, team is a collective noun. Collective noun in grammar. The team are in good spirits.
Spirit. 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 Why spirits have S?
They use it, you can say in good spirit. We have good spirit. See, it just gives me the choice of spirits. What is the best spirits to have on your team? Team spirit? Good spirits. So you see both. Team spirit, but good spirits. When you talk about team spirit and good spirits, team spirit, team spirit is a little different from good spirits, and the difference is team spirit is the mood that players feel about their they teammates and the whole team. That's team spirit. You should encourage team spirit among athletes, right? For example, soccer, or as you guys would call it, football,
Spirit.
is not a solitary, unilateral game played with one person, solo. It's a team game, right? So it's a team game, and you need to encourage team spirit among the players so they know that they have to make sacrifices for the team and they should be dedicated to the team. They shouldn't be thinking about their own individual selves individually and try to score independently of the team. They should have team spirit, right? That's called team spirit. But the team are in good spirits. Why the team are and the team is? Remember, some words like team, like family, they are called collective nouns. In the story of nouns, when we talk in grammar, we talk about some words like team, they are collective nouns. That basically means you can say the family are or the family is, depending on if you're looking at a team as a whole unit, or you're looking at it as individual members. If I'm looking at it as the whole unit, I would use is. But if I'm looking at, I want to say every member of the team is happy, I can say the team are happy. The team are in good spirits would mean everyone is in good spirit. I'm talking about every individual person. I'm not looking at it as just a unit. So that's the story of what we call collective nouns. The class are enjoying their time. So when I say the class are enjoying their time, the class seem to be enjoying their time, I'm talking about every member of the class. But if I say the class is moving to that room, the class is held, I'm talking about the class as a unit. So that's why we have the story of collective nouns in grammar. We have another type of noun, we call them mass nouns. Mass nouns. Does anyone have any idea what mass nouns are used for? Sugar. That's a mass noun. Can I say 1 sugar, 2 sugar? 1 grain of sugar. Honey. Salt. Rice. It's mass. So we don't say it. Now let's forget about this. Back to the story. So basically, we had the word, what was the original word?
Abrupt.
No. Not even morale. The next word.
Acceptable.
Acceptable.
Okay, it was abrupt, but how did we get from abrupt to anyone else? Slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the words that I'm putting on the word board right now, they are all these essential words. Some of them, for example, you study them here, perseverance, you will study, for example, in lesson 10 of the same book.
It's there, persistent.
Yeah, persistence, but no, like, as a word itself, as an individual word. But when they're connected, I will give you all the family. It's easier to learn words in relation to each other than learn them separately. So in order to succeed, succeed is the verb. What's the adjective for succeed? Successful. In order to be successful, we should persevere. We should persist. We should not give up. We should not quit. We should fight. You say to your friend, hey, be a fighter. Don't quit. Don't give up easily. Or you say, I'm a fighter. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to let go of this. I'm not going to let it go like that. I'm not going down with a whimper. Okay? Perseverance. A very good word. Persevere. Persist. The next word is?
Acceptable.
Okay, what is acceptable? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? Is it a noun? What is it?
Adjective.
So acceptable is an adjective. What is the verb?
Accept.
What is a noun?
Acceptability.
Acceptability, yeah? So to accept.
Accept.
Acceptable. Is it with I or with A? We have both. Acceptable. Acceptability. Acceptance. What is the opposite of acceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. So when you accept something, you say yes to that thing, right? You, to agree with something, to approve. Approve something, or to approve of something. Approval. You said to agree with, or to something, usually with.
And on.
Hmm?
I agree on.
You agree on a deal, but you don't agree on something I said. You can't agree on me. You agree with me. You don't agree to me either. So usually, let's keep in mind with for now. What you say, he agreed to leave. To agree with someone, to agree to do something. To agree to do something. To agree with something or someone. A common mistake with agree is some people, by mistake, say I am agree with you. Can I say I am agree with you?
No, I agree.
Totally wrong. Totally wrong. I agree with you.
Approve of something.
And let's.
An R.
So I agree with you, or I don't agree. What's the opposite of agree?
Disagree.
To disagree. Again with someone. I disagree. I disagree.
Differ.
I beg to differ.
Make a differ.
That's very polite. So I beg to differ. I beg to differ on that point. Or I beg to differ. If somebody's saying something, and you have a formal relationship, and you want to say something formally, say, I beg to differ. I believe a student should be encouraged, not discouraged. I beg to differ. I believe the new law will discourage people rather than encourage them to have healthy eating habits, for example. So agree with someone, to disagree with someone. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with her? Yes, I do. No, I don't. I totally agree. I totally disagree. So if you want to use something, you can use an adverb totally with agree. That's what I want you to learn. So when I tell you, learn it with all the words that come with it. So if you want to intensify it, say I totally agree with you, or I totally disagree with you. I completely agree. But totally is better. So I totally agree or I totally disagree. Yeah? I cannot accept it. But is accept it always like agree? No. Your behavior is not acceptable. Then the word acceptable could mean something such as the word, if I say your behavior is not acceptable,
Intolerable.
what is the opposite of acceptable? Acceptable, what's the opposite? Did I say unacceptable? Unacceptable. Why would I say unacceptable? Somebody said unacceptable and I said right.
It's good.
Guys, I take it back. Let's rewind the video. Unacceptable. Check it. It's unacceptable. I can't accept that behavior. It's unacceptable. I can't accept it. It's unacceptable. Unacceptable. But if your behavior is unacceptable, it means it is not acceptable. It is not. Give me another word for it. The teacher used some language.
Inappropriate.
Yes, very good. So we have appropriate and
Inappropriate.
Unacceptable is also correct.
yeah, but yeah, that's why I said yes at the beginning, but not used very often. You can say inadmissible, but unacceptable, no. So there is a difference between dictionary language. There are lots of words out there, but people don't use them. Oh, that's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Like you may be able to find inappropriate in the word you, but no one says inappropriate. The inappropriate. So inappropriate, unacceptable. So don't feel vindicated and victorious. He feels vindicated. It's a word for you. Some words are especially for you. So, when you feel vindicated, like you feel like your case has been proven, and you feel victorious, you feel vindicated.
Vindicated.
Yeah. To be victorious, huh? Victorious. Germans are in inexplicably high spirits. They are in incredibly high spirits after the World Cup. They think now they can conquer the universe. The world should unite against Germany once again. We should do something about it. After winning the World Cup, they're sending spies all over the world like Chris. Did you guys think he's here to learn English? That's his cover. In the mornings he comes here, no one knows what he does
Yes.
after school.
That makes sense. His English doesn't need to be.
And he has learned English through the army method I talked about. Look at him.
And he concerned about policy.
Politics and
Policy.
Yeah. That makes sense.
so. If your behavior is not acceptable, if I don't approve of your behavior, it's different from I don't approve your behavior. What is the difference, guys, here? Approve of and approve.
Yes, are. The second one.
Thank you. Thank you. Please do tell me. Sometimes I go home and I watch some of these videos and I see some letters are missing. He told me, you told me like this. Not over here.
I know you that you
I'm
miss
deaf.
R.
I'm deaf.
But you listen. Listen.
You should shout. Remember Tian? She's like at the end. So approve, there's an R. So if I say, can I say I don't approve your behavior, or should I say I don't approve of your behavior? Which one?
I don't know.
Oh.
If I don't approve something, that means the teacher did not approve it. Darby is a campus manager, so he should approve this before. It means he should endorse it. He should say yes, agree with it, formally. So Congress approved the bill, ratified it. When you approve something, you say yes to it, you endorse it. To endorse. But I don't approve of your behavior. Means your behavior is not appropriate as far as I'm concerned. I don't find it appropriate. Agree. Can I say she is an agreeable person? She is an agreeable person.
Flexible. Then
Agreeable, it means she is a nice, gracious, and what was the word you said?
flexible.
Flexible person. So if somebody's agreeable, they have an agreeable behavior, it means they're nice and rather friendly and they're agreeable. They're not like, no, yes, no. Flexible is a word, good word. And so if you're nice and friendly and flexible, you're agreeable. She's very sweet and agreeable. She has a very sweet and agreeable character.
It's the same like.
It doesn't mean she agrees with me all the time. No, she has an agreeable character.
Like pleasant.
Easy
Rather pleasant.
going person is the same.
Hmm?
Easy going person.
Easy.
Easygoing? It's a little different, no. But that's stretching it. So finally, you approve something. If I'm a boss and I can approve or reject something or disapprove something, which would be, here would be the opposite, would be to reject something. But to approve of means to find something appropriate. I don't approve of this kind of behavior. My parents don't approve of, you can't say my parents didn't approve that. Why? Because approve is somebody in a position of authority who has a pen and can sign something and approves it. The manager didn't approve it, the director didn't approve it. They didn't approve my request. My request was denied, not approved. My request was denied. My request was denied. My request was denied. It means it was not approved. It wasn't approved. it was actually disapproved. And disapproval, approval? Approval is a noun, approval. Disapproval. We need his approval. We need Darby's approval. Darby's approval. His agreement? No. His formal agreement. We need his signature. He should approve that. If I say Darby does not approve of this kind of behavior on campus, it means he doesn't like it. But if I say Darby didn't approve that, now budget, you need budget for a company. Who should approve budget matters for a company? The general manager or the CEO, chief executive officer? The CEO usually approves. Sometimes there's a budget committee. His budget request was not approved. There's usually a request. You know request, huh? You ask for something. What's a request? We ask for something. His request was not approved, was disapproved. Approved or disapproved, and disapproval. Disapproved. Guys, I really, seriously want you to learn every one of these words. These are not some big words in some big books. These are very usual, normal, frequent words that are used in every text, in every book, in every piece of writing. He should endorse it. He should endorse. We need his endorsement. Endorsement. Endorsements. When I talk about endorsement, what is it? To endorse what is the document that you actually endorse?
It means like when you let other person to take care of something.
Endorse a check. When you endorse a check, what does that mean? When you go to a bank and you have a check, you should endorse it. What does it mean? We should sign the back of the check with some information. But you should sign and say, I agree. So if you endorse a behavior, it means you agree with that behavior, you accept it, you approve of it. Like you endorse a check. But celebrities make a lot of money off of endorsements and endorsement contracts. Endorsements, and endorsement contracts. Maria Sharapova makes a lot more than the two American sisters, Serena and Venus Williams, thanks to, you know thanks to? Means because of, right? Thanks to these endorsement contracts. Thanks to, due to, because of endorsement contracts. What are those endorsements? Michael Jordan, he was a star, a basketball star in the Chicago Bulls, right? A very famous basketball team in the US. And people all around the world know Michael Jordan. Even those people who haven't watched his games. They now know, when you look at those hats, when you buy those shoes, Michael Jordan is not playing anymore. You still see him on all those shoes and all that. It's a brand now. because he endorsed it. So when you see that Jennifer Lopez endorses perfume, this is my scent. This is my fragrance. Jennifer Lopez.
Oh my god.
This is an endorsement.
Reset.
Not here.
She is in
Whistler, snowboarding.
Snowboarding already? Okay, you
Yes.
guys, let's go.
No.
Vámonos.
This is like a death row. This is the death row, guys.
Let's go.
It's
Vámonos.
The moose.
Vámonos.
Yeah. Do you have any final wishes? Any last wishes? Any
Yeah,
last
it's 5 minutes. Then we'll come get you. Okay, just do
So, celebrities make a lot of money off of the endorsements. These are endorsement contracts when they endorse it, because they endorse this product. They endorse it. They put their signature on it. And remember, there's a difference between signature and if you go, an author is there, there's book signing, right? And this person you ask for, you see that the president is there, or some big guy is there, like an athlete, a famous person, a celebrity that you like. You say, "Can you sign here, please? Can I have your what? Signature? No. Autograph.
Autograph.
Autograph. The word there is autograph.
Autograph.
And those people are autograph seekers. The people who are all the time going after chasing people. You know, to chase someone. To chase someone. Not chase after, not chase. Usually chase somebody. Those who chase celebrities. And for example, there are some lawyers who chase ambulances. They're called ambulance chasers. Because the lawyer is, whenever somebody's hurt, do you want to file a lawsuit? Yeah, well, we can kick their asses. Do you want to file a lawsuit? Do you want to sue them? Do you want to take them to the court? The lawyer's there with his papers. Just sign here. Sign here. I'll get you money. I'll get you damages. That's an ambulance chaser, a person who was like, so stop chasing me. Somebody's chasing you all the time. There's a police chase. What's a police chase? A car chase. The criminal is running there, and the police are after the criminal. There's a police chase. Haven't you seen there's a police chase? Like follow, yeah.
Follow?
Yeah, but they call it police chase. Police chase. And especially if you watch, for example, Fox News, if there's ever a police chase, they love it. They show it like for 5 hours. You see they go live. So basically, your behavior is not acceptable. The committee did not accept my request. They denied my request. They rejected it. Your behavior is unacceptable or unacceptable. Mostly unacceptable. 30% unacceptable. For you. His behavior is very inappropriate. He used inappropriate language in the class. Yeah, I use so much inappropriate language, I don't know what's appropriate, what's inappropriate. My red lines are a little different. I have no red lines. The only red line is the red marker I use for the board.
There's that guy.
And it's usually good because it's to show more important things. Yes? Acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Your request is unacceptable. Your proposal is unacceptable. They did not accept my proposal. No? I can't accept you. We should accept the people as they are. 2, you should accept the fact that she lost the glove.
No. Never. I will be a fighter. No surrender, no retreat, no withdraw. I won't give up.
Okay, so thank you for your attention. We'll move on with this for another series.